Hey YouTubers, we have a Kitchenaid double oven. This actually has a microwave on the top that has no power. The display has no lights. First thing to check is the breaker and the breaker box. This one uses two breakers to operate, so make sure both breakers are in the full on position. If there's still no power, it could be this fuse that pops. This lives right underneath the control panel, and this is on the more modern double ovens. So this is what it looks like. To get it, you have to pull the oven out a little bit, and then you're going to take out these screws on the side of the control panel. Once you get these screws out, you can tilt the control panel out towards you, and then you can easily replace the fuse. And on today's model, we're dealing with one that doesn't have this easily accessible fuse. Instead, the fuse is on the back. So we've got the door open. We're gonna have to get the whole oven out of the wall to be able to replace it, but it's not too hard to do. We're taking out these Phillips head screws that are holding on the side trim plates. So once we get those out, I'm gonna pull the trim at the bottom out toward me slightly, and then I'm going to pull down to have it come out of its little slot there at the top. That's the one on the right side. And I've got another one on the left side. These are just decorative pieces that cover up some more screws. So I'm going to pull it out, pull it down, and these are the mounting screws that are holding it into the wooden cabinet. So they're just hiding behind these plastic pieces, and we have to get these plastic trim pieces out and then pull down to get them out to expose the mounting screws. So now I'm using a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to pull them out. There's just 4 of them, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And when you take out a double oven like this, you got to make sure you've got the power off, so you can turn off the breaker. And then you want to make sure you have something underneath it. I'm using this platform. This is something that painters use to stand on, but you just find something that's about the same height as your oven. I'm also taking out this lower panel here at the bottom, and there's a couple of Phillips head screws holding it on, and then I'll get that out of the way, and then I'm going to pull on the oven door to help slide the oven out of the cabinet and onto this platform to hold up its weight. Doing that, you can actually do this whole thing with just one person. We're using 2 today, but you could do it just yourself. Just be careful here because you don't want this oven to fall. Make sure it is supported really well. They're pretty heavy and you could get hurt if it fell on you. Again, we do have the power off. That's important. So we're just wiggling it out of the cabinet onto the platform. That's going to allow us to pull it out a little further so we can get behind it. Usually the conduit that brings power to it from behind is long enough to allow you to pull it out slightly away from the wall to give you access. We just got to get these panels off the back. They're held in with a series of Phillips head screws. So once you pull them out, you'll be able to get to what's called a high limit, which is kind of like a fuse. And if your oven gets too hot, that fuse can pop. And if it pops, you either won't get heat, or in some cases you won't get even the display to turn on. Like basically it's like the power is turned off. So then we have another panel here above the panel we just took off. We're going to get that one off, and we're going to use our multi-tester to test for continuity. That one had continuity, so that's good. That's one on the microwave. This one here, this black thing with the yellow wire attached, that's another one we tested, and that one did have continuity also. So we took the top panel off and we came upon this thing, which is called a noise filter. You want to remove this green, the one with the green nut, green arrow, the red arrow, and the yellow. You want to remove those fasteners and you can get this thing off. So right where that red arrow is, remove that, and then you want to replace this part. And it's called a noise filter because it cleans up the electrical energy coming in. But in our case, it acted like a fuse. It got too much electricity and melted a portion of it. So we replaced it, and now we got power and it works great.